Hello, and welcome to our follow-up from our two spring conferences, our African American conference that was held in April and Updates on Dementia that was held in May. We had a couple of great panel discussions at those events and unfortunately didn't get to all of the questions. So we wanted to have an opportunity to go through some of those great questions with our panel of experts here, my colleagues from the Alzheimer's Association, Northern California and Northern Nevada chapter. We have Stephanie Vonnegut, our family care specialist, Craig Wingate, our outreach marketing specialist, and Lisa Choquette, our helpline manager, who are all joining us today to talk about some of these important issues. So Lisa, I'm going to start with you to talk a little bit about research and risks. You know, we get these questions all of the time. So we hear all the time about these studies that are going to be the next best thing to curing Alzheimer's disease. And some of them have come up around vegetarian or vegan diets and meditation. Is there any actual fact to those? Have any of them actually shown to have any results?
Well, that's a great question, Claire. When we look at the studies that are out there right now, we haven't found anything that will prevent Alzheimer's disease, that will slow down the progression of the disease or cure the disease. We have found that there are some promising studies in terms of diet and exercise and lifestyle that will reduce the risk of the disease, but unfortunately we don't have anything that has been found to be scientifically proven to stop the disease at this point.
So, and that's a great point. You talk about decreasing risks. Stephanie, talk to us a little bit about what we can do to decrease the risks of Alzheimer's disease.
So there's a number of things that you can do, both for healthy aging and to reduce your risk of Alzheimer's disease. The number one thing is physical activity. And in fact, our neurologists are saying for people with a disease that physical activity might actually be a disease-modifying drug. But physical activity is good for brain health. We know what's heart healthy is brain healthy. As Lisa mentioned, nutrition. Research is a little less strong on nutrition, but we know there's several diets that are good to engage in. Brain stimulation, again, the research is up and down on that, but brain stimulation, brain games, brain activities, puzzles, all those things are good and can be a lot of fun. And then also socialization. Stay active with family and friends. Get out and do fun things. Other things to think about are getting adequate sleep and reducing stress.
And you know, you talk about diet, and we hear a lot about supplements, right? We hear, again, kind of with those things like meditation and the vegan diet, we hear all about the supplements that might be the next big thing. Are they effective, and should we be concerned about using them?
There haven't been any research studies that have shown definitive results of using supplements. And you also want to talk to your physician first, because there might be ingredients in the supplements that may cause allergic reactions, or they may interfere with the medication you're currently taking. And in terms of like the ingredients in supplements, supplements aren't FDA regulated, so we're not quite sure how much or how little of the supplement that you're taking is actually in the medication or in the supplement itself. I guess the take-home message is to talk to your physician first before taking a supplement.
Yeah, that's, I think, really great advice. And you think about, we've talked a lot in the last few minutes just about the importance of studies and clinical research. So how can people get involved in research, whether they're children, whether they're a healthy subject who has a parent maybe that has the disease, or someone with Alzheimer's disease that's looking to get involved in research? What's the best way for them to connect?
Well, here at the Alzheimer's Association, we have something called Trial Match. It's an amazing program, and it allows individuals to sign up for research studies related to Alzheimer's disease. You don't have to actually have the disease. We're actually looking for healthy people or people living without Alzheimer's or some other form of dementia. It's a very easy process. Put in Google alz.trialmatch.org and or helpline and dial 1 or press 1, and you can be connected to research studies that you are interested in. The best thing about Trial Match is that you get to choose the type of trial or clinical trial that you want to be a part of. So it's great because you have complete control, and there are studies, different types of studies that are very sort of, basic. People call you up, they ask you a few questions, and then a few months later they call you back up again. And then there are also more invasive studies as well, but the best thing about it is that you actually get to choose what you want to do. And clinical trials and participating in clinical trials is so important because that's one of the biggest barriers to finding a cure, not having enough clinical trial participants.
Yeah, we always talk about research funding as the first thing, and then actually people participating in the trials is the next. And one of the questions I always get all the time is about genetic testing and how that plays a part in general practice of diagnosing versus research. And right now I feel like genetic testing is really only being used and is useful in that sort of research environment that you were referring to, Craig. Because until there's really an effective treatment, there really is no benefit for individuals learning whether or not are predisposed to developing the disease. And really, sort of back to your point, Stephanie, everybody should sort of be doing those things to reduce their risks, like exercising, eating right, watching our numbers, all of those things that are good for the heart, good for the brain. Well, thank you all very much. That's been a great discussion on research and risks.